It's Thursday, July 9th. Emergency crews battled two major fires in the city Wednesday night.
I encourage people to go on and check out, the whole lineup on a day if they're thinking of coming down.
It's the day music lovers in the capital wait for all year long. Ottawa Bluesfest kicks off tonight.
And the Ottawa Charge set to what they're calling a major announcement at the Canadian Tire Centre today. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning, 6 o'clock. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm Willie Hello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And a very exciting day because it's something we talk about we'll call it 364 a year, because as soon as it's over, we start thinking about the next year. Ottawa Bluesfest kicks off today. We had an artist there yesterday, but we're going to get a breakdown about what we can expect coming up a little bit later on.
Amazing. And the forecast for Bluesfest today is okay, but the rest of the weekend is looking fantastic. So I'll break down all your weather details for you.
Great way to start Bluesfest, especially on the weekend, talking about good weather. Wonderful. We're going to start off today with today's top stories, and we begin with a fire near a popular downtown dog park just off Laurier and Bronson Avenue. Flames ripped through part of the park. Ottawa Fire Services says it started as a tent fire and the explosions were caused by butane canisters. The fire was spotted at around 8:30 p.m. last night as thick plumes of black smoke filled the air. No injuries have been reported. People in the area say fire crews acted fast to get to the situation and get it under control. A major announcement is coming today from the Ottawa Charge about their home for the 2026-27 season. Ottawa Senators President and CEO Cyril Leader, Charge General Manager Mike Hirschfield, and Charge Forward Rebecca Leslie will speak at the Canadian Tire Centre at 2:30 this afternoon. Councillors on a city committee voted to move forward with a renovation bylaw that would help prevent landlords from forcing tenants out under the cover of major renovations to raise rent. The city's proposed bylaw adds other protections, including a license requirement, mandating a permit before eviction notice, as well as an education guide to the tenant. City staff said there is an average of 31 notices of eviction for renovations or repairs in Ottawa filed with the Landlord and Tenant Board each year.
I never thought I'd go through this because, I'm retired. I'm 74 years old. And I thought I'd be okay at retirement. No. Everything is so expensive.
If approved, the proposed bylaw would come into effect January 1st, 2027. 1 week after a record-breaking rainstorm hit the capital, residents are still waiting for the city to remove piles of debris. Ottawa Public Health says there could be issues like mold and bacteria from sewage pipes that could make people sick. And on top of the smell and people rummaging through debris, residents say they are frustrated by the lack of clear timeline and communication when it comes to garbage pickup.
Right now, everybody's mental health is severely impacted. It's like we're in Hurricane Katrina and we feel abandoned. What the issue is with the garbage, not only is it a visual reminder for us of what's happening, it's also becoming a biohazard.
We have had to ask them, where are you? Come out. And that is the disappointment for us as taxpayers.
Just tell them to stay away. They're gonna get.
The city is sending out extra trucks to pick up the garbage, but Councillor Teresa Kavanaugh says there are not enough resources to clear the sheer volume of debris quickly. Ottawa police say an arrest has been made in a child exploitation investigation. According to police, it was in May that they learned an 11-year-old child may have been sexually exploited online. Since launching the investigation, police confirmed the American suspect had been in communication with the child for months and had crossed the border to see them last year. During the investigation, a 14-year-old victim was also identified. 22-year-old Joseph Eckert of Ding Osmond Ferry, Pennsylvania, has been charged and remains in custody south of the border. A petition is calling on the federal government to stop funding Stornoway as a private residence for the leader of the opposition. The petition was launched by a BC resident and sponsored by Green Party leader Elizabeth May. Stornoway is located on Acacia Avenue in Ottawa's Rockcliffe Park neighborhood. According to a 2021 report, it needs more than $1 million in maintenance over the next 10 years. The petition, which has 15,000 signatures, says cutting the funding could be a cost-saving measure for the government. Former Sens captain turned assistant coach Daniel Alfredson spoke publicly about his move to the team's biggest rival. Alfie will join the Toronto Maple Leafs as an assistant coach next season.
To the Ottawa fans, love you as always. Thank you. I understand this is a interesting day, but also an exciting chapter for me.
Alfredson also thanked the owner and coaching staff, saying he's now caught the coaching bug, and he expects this move will help with his growth in that department. For all the music lovers, doors open for Ottawa Bluesfest.
Jessie Murph coming up tomorrow. She's an amazing artist, young artist. Really looking forward to that. But lots of stuff throughout, and I encourage people to go on and check out, the whole lineup on a day if they're thinking of coming down.
The Capitol Summer Concert Series kicks off today at Le Breton Platz. Over 11 nights, headliners include Limp Bizkit, The Lumineers, Ella Langley, Gwen Stefani, and Guess Who are all set to perform.
Bluesfest runs until July 19th, something we've all been very excited for. And you're letting us know maybe a little bit of a rocky start potentially tonight, but then we are seeing some beautiful conditions for people to enjoy into the weekend.
Absolutely. It's just today, of course, an opening night that we could see some active weather, but hopefully it gets out of the way earlier in the afternoon instead of later on tonight, and all the acts can go on as scheduled. Fingers crossed. Yeah.
It's Mother Nature has so much power during this time, especially over these next couple of weeks. You get one iffy day, but then you look like we have a really nice stretch.
Absolutely.
I think everyone will take that.
And if you're heading this weekend or Friday night, you have fantastic weather for it.
There it is.
It's just going to be hot. Maybe bring one of those little portable fans. I don't know if you're allowed to bring that in there, but if you are.
Melissa said we could.
Right. Oh, our forecast today, it is going to be another hot day, but yes, we could see some active weather into the afternoon. Not record-breaking temperatures today, and we are just a little bit above seasonal with a high of 27 into the afternoon. Sun setting tonight at 8:51 p.m. So temps this morning, like yesterday, it's already very warm and muggy outside. We're sitting at 21 degrees to start your day off, 22 in Montreal, 19 already out in Cornwall as well as in the Valley. With that humidity already this hour, does feel closer to 26 already in Ottawa this morning, 25 in Pembroke, 30 down in areas along Kingston and Trenton area. So it is already a warm and start to your day. This is what we're seeing in our skies. So a little bit cloudy, partly cloudy skies this morning. We will get to see sunshine until about 9-10 o'clock. That's when we will start to see more cloud coverage in the forecast for us. And then, yes, you could see we do have some active weather moving our way. It looks like late this morning, there's a 40% chance that we could see some scattered showers. Starting around 10 o'clock this morning, could see those thunderstorms as well. But then by 2 o'clock this afternoon, that will increase to an 80% chance. So likely we will see some wet weather between 2 and about 7 p.m. We could see some active weather in there as well. Some thunderstorms in the forecast for us. The good news is it should clear up later on this evening. So if you are going to see those headliners, it should be nice and clear by the time they perform. But the earlier acts, it might be a little bit wet. So just keep that in mind if you are heading to Bluesfest. After that, it's looking perfect. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll see a nice long stretch of clear skies, lots of sunshine and dry conditions. 27 is your high for today. We'll feel closer to 34, so still hot and humid into the afternoon. 28 in Cornwall, Brockville, Kemptville, 23 out in the Valley, and you can see everybody seeing some scattered showers today. Risk of those thunderstorms as well. That will continue throughout the day ahead. 27 is also the high in Gatineau. So over the next couple of days, it will be beautiful after we head through today, but we've been waiting for some wet weather. It's been about a week since we've seen any at all. 27 is the high. We'll feel like 34, and again, we could see those thunderstorms mainly between 2 and 7, but hopefully we see them earlier than later. So of course, Bluesfest will go off without a hitch. 19 is the low for tonight, 27 for Friday, as well as on Saturday. Lots of sunshine, dry conditions right through into your weekend. We could see some spotty showers next week, but it is looking very hot as we head into next week.
Weather is brought to you by Manotick Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
No major delays on the highways so far. Everything is flowing well at this time, and we have no major issues east to west. Now let's check out your TSN Must See Moment.
Hello, everyone. Nikki Reyes inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday forward. Let's head to Cincinnati. Reds hosting the Phillies top three. Bryson Stott hammers a high fastball to center field. TJ Friedl tracking, and he leaps and makes the outstanding catch, banging the wall for good measure. Friedl hanging on to make the sensational grab, robbing Stott of extra bases. That is your must-see moment. Today on TSN, the quarterfinals begin at the World Cup. Canada would have been playing had they won their last match. Instead, it's Morocco taking on France. Kickoff later for 3 Central. That's all from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, landlords will need to acquire a license from the City of Ottawa before issuing an eviction notice to their tenants as part of a new renovation bylaw to deter bad faith evictions for renovations or repairs. We'll have all those details coming up shortly on the show. Outside, through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, it's looking like a pretty nice day. Maybe a chance for a little bit of rainfall and some storms later on. The temperatures staying hot, and then, Friday into the weekend doesn't get any better. 6:12 on your Thursday. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody, and happy Thursday. Here's a look at what we could see throughout the day. So the sunshine's still hanging around, but we do have the chance for a little bit of rainfall, maybe some thunderstorms. If you're headed to Bluesfest as it kicks off tonight, there's a chance we could see some precipitation, so keep that in mind, but hopefully it can happen early this afternoon and then clear at night, but still going to be a little bit toasty, 27, feeling like 32, 33 with the humidex value, so plenty of water if you're heading out into downtown a little bit later on this afternoon. Let's take a peek at your roads as we cruise up to 6:15 on your Thursday. Everything so far smooth sailing, a little bit of overcast, no major delays at this point. We'll be sure to pass anything along. Another potential layer of protection for tenants is closer to becoming a reality. Councillors on a city committee are voting to move forward with a renovation bylaw that would help prevent landlords from forcing tenants out under the guise of major renovations to raise the rent. CTV's Leah Larocque has the details.
Nelda Giroux says she spent 2 years fighting being evicted from her apartment.
I never thought I'd go through this because, I'm retired. I'm 74 years old.
Her landlord wanted to renovate and then raise the rent.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to afford a new place, not with the prices of groceries and everything is going up.
She won her fight, but knows others don't.
I'm also fighting for you. For you.
She was one of nearly 30 delegates who spoke to councillors about a new proposed bylaw that would make it harder for landlords to evict tenants in order to do renovations.
I still live in fear that my landlord can still try to renovict me again. The renovation bylaws that you guys are considering today, and it gives me a lot of hope that I might be protected from a bad faith eviction in the future.
But there is already provincial legislation against bad faith evictions, and opponents to a municipal bylaw says the city doesn't need one, saying it would overlap and add bureaucratic red tape and delays.
The now strengthened provincial regime risks overlapping requirements, unnecessary administrative complexity, and an uncertainty about enforcement responsibilities.
But the city's proposed bylaw does add other protections, including a license and permit requirement for landlords before an eviction notice, as well as an education guide to tenants.
If you have to wait an additional month to get your permit from the city so that you can actually go in and apply to the N13 to do your renovation, that's a month lost. Time is money.
Dissent.
No dissents. One dissent from Councillor Lowe.
After hours of debate, councillors voting yes.
We're going to be calling the bluff of bad actors who might be evicting people just to jack up the rent and paint the walls. If you're doing a renovation that's significant enough to require a permit, then all you need to do is show your permit.
The bylaw still needs approval from council. Leah LaRocque, CTV News.
Okay, so one of the top stories today that we have, and of course, Ottawa Bluesfest kicks off tonight. A little bit later on the show, we're going to be talking about who we've seen and who have been some of our favorite acts that have been here. But I'm curious, Rosie, if you had your pick of the litter, okay, past or present, any artist to come here to the nation's capital to perform that you'd go see? Oh, look, you've already, I know you got it loaded.
Absolutely.
Who are you talking about?
So, past or present, so that means living or not alive. Prince.
Wow, good call.
Absolutely, Prince. I've seen him perform, and he gives and gives and gives. I know he's long gone, but I'm speaking as if he's still with us, but his talent just reaches beyond the globe. He's just so multifaceted, and he's kind of like a Bruce Springsteen, gets on stage and you think you're going to be rocking for an hour, and then 2.5 hours later, he's still doing it. So I would see Prince. What about you?
I like that. I'm gonna follow the same path, and I'm gonna say Michael Jackson, just because, like, I never got to see him perform, and in just seeing it, I just feel like he put on a show of a lifetime every time. So a little bit later on in the show, we're asking you, what has been your favorite act at Bluesfest ever? Not who you'd like to see. Who have you actually seen here in Ottawa perform? Let us know, maybe a favorite song, who the artist was, and who you enjoyed that time with. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. We'll have those comments coming up a little bit later on. Well, 1 week after record-breaking rainfall flooded thousands of basements across the city, residents in Crystal Beach say that rotting garbage, spoiled food, and sewage-contaminated debris are still sitting outside their homes. Residents say the smell is getting worse, and in the heat that we've seen, the communication from the city has been unclear. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA. So, Bill, just that storm, the flooding, we just keep seeing the stories come out from this.
Yeah, I don't know why it's taking so long to do this. I heard the local councillor say, you know, a truck arrives, garbage truck, and they pick up maybe 3 households, and then they have to leave and head to the dump. Well, send more trucks. Send every truck. The city of Ottawa has about 120, something like that, garbage trucks. I don't know why they didn't suspend regular garbage pickup for a day, like they do when there's on Canada Day, for example, right? No garbage pickup. Everybody's delayed by a day. So if you're Friday, like I am, pick up, they come on Saturday. Why didn't they do that this week? I'm not sure about that. I know that I did a little research this morning to see how Toronto handled their big flash flood in 2013. We have them to thank, by the way, because insurance rules were changed so that water that seeped up from the bottom of the house was now covered. So that's going to help a lot of people here. Yeah, that was the 2013 flash flood in Toronto that changed insurance rules in Ontario for that. So, but they designated an entire weekend for people to put out all of their garbage that day, and every truck in the city, every truck they get their hands on, headed out there to clean it up. Maybe that plan is already underway. Mm-hmm. I would certainly hope so. It just feels like we need to go into a little more urgency or emergency posture here and make this a priority, because pretty soon a smelly mess becomes a real health hazard, and we can't wait for that. If it's not already too late, it's got to be done. Let's get on this.
Yeah, definitely, Bill. And if you saw from some of the photos there, residents are saying that the trucks are coming by more frequently, but one of those trucks can maybe only do 2 houses with just how much garbage and debris are picking up. So I think more trucks is necessary at this time.
Yeah, think about how many houses one of those trucks serves on a regular day. Mm-hmm. And it gives you an idea of the damage that has been caused, right? The losses that people are suffering. Family memories and toys and furniture, and beyond that, it's flooring and drywall, and this is stuff you don't want out on the street. It's got to be picked up as soon as possible. Not unsympathetic to the city. I know that's a difficult thing to do. You don't have a fleet to manage something that big, obviously. You couldn't afford to maintain a fleet that big. But I don't know why they haven't delayed garbage pickup for a day everywhere else and moved it along. I know I could contain the garbage in my garage for 1 extra day. I think most of us could. So, like I said, maybe something like that is already planned. But if it's not, it should be, or the city should tell us what exactly it is they plan to do to pick up the speed here.
Yeah, because hopefully we can get at least those problems fixed, because they're dealing with so many other issues. Appreciate your time, Bill.
You guys have a good day.
You too. Remember, you can listen to Bill Carroll on the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 till 10. Outside, a nice day, maybe a little bit of rainfall in store, but a gorgeous weekend ahead as we cruise up to your 6:30 moment. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is a beautiful Thursday because Bluesfest officially kicks off today. So with that in mind, we are asking you today, what has been one of your favorite acts at Bluesfest ever? You can go back to the original one. You can think about last year. Let us know your thoughts. Email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. I'll take the first one, and it was actually a surprise because we didn't particularly go to see this band. Okay, so I was with a group of like 10 friends, and we went to go see, I think Snoop Dogg was performing that year, and a couple others. And Mariana's Trench came on, and I'm a pop punk guy, so I know them, and they started playing, and they were so good.
I love that.
All of us went front stage and were there the entire performance. Unreal voice, great energy, and so it was a surprise one. That's been one of my favorites. Full disclosure, I haven't been to that many blues fests, but that was one that stuck out for me.
Okay, my favorite, we're going back to circa 2015 here, was Jason Aldean.
Down on a dirt road, laid back swerving like I'm George Jones, smoke rolling out the window.
This is when that song was popular all summer long, and the best part about it is I got to go with Country 94, Ottawa's Pure Country 94, and I got a meet and greet with the man himself, with Jason Aldean. Yes, I got a meet and greet. I tagged along with Sophie Morose, who used to work for Pure Country 94.
Yeah.
And so her and I were friends, are still friends. I got to be her +1, and so I got to meet Jason Aldean.
I mean, it doesn't get any cooler than that. Your favorite performance, and you got to meet him?
Yeah, right? And take a picture.
So
and post it to
cool.
make all my friends jealous.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it did a great job of doing that.
Yeah.
I've got a band that I have not seen yet. I've heard a lot about them. I've listened to them. They are coming to the Ottawa Bluesfest, Angine de Poitrine. Okay, so you hear that sound, you're like, wait, what's going on here? And then you look at the band as well. They're coming in from Saguenay, Quebec. Like 2019, they formed. They packed them in at the Montreal Jazz Festival. They had to close the gate 30 minutes before they showed.
Wow.
70,000 people packed in to see this group. They're an anonymous duo. Nobody knows who they are. Love the paper mache masks and everything. Love the presentation, and I love the sound. I am intrigued. And in fact, they moved them over to the main stage, bumping off some really big acts like Sheryl Crow. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they have to offer.
Okay, so you haven't seen them yet.
Have
so this is
not
this
seen
is a,
them. Have not seen them.
Okay, got it. I feel like you're going to come back and be like, yeah, it hit just as expected.
Right.
All right, you heard from the three of us. We want to hear from you. We are asking, what has been one of your favorite acts at Bluesfest ever? Send us those comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. And if you got a picture of Jason Aldean, well, send it to Melissa so you guys can buy. Stay with us, friends. We'll be right back with your news headlines.
Good morning. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Coming up shortly, yesterday we had a day off of FIFA World Cup games. It is back on the pitch today. I'll have all the information on what you can expect over the next couple of days coming up.
We're going to continue with sports here. A major announcement is coming up today from the Ottawa Charge about their home for the 2026-27 season. Ottawa Senators President and CEO Cyril Leader, Charge General Manager Mike Hirschfeld, and Charge Forward Rebecca Leslie will speak at the Canadian Tire Center at 2:30 this afternoon. Councillors on a city committee voted to move forward with a renovation bylaw that would help prevent landlords from forcing tenants out under the cover of major renovations to raise rent. The city's proposed bylaw adds other protections, including a license requirement, mandating a permit before eviction notice, as well as an education guide to the tenant. City staff said there is an average of 31 notices of eviction for renovations or repairs in Ottawa filed with the landlord and tenant board each year.
I never thought I'd go through this because I'm retired, I'm 74 years old, and I thought I'd be okay at retirement. No. Everything is so expensive.
If approved, the proposed bylaw would come into effect on January 1st, 2027. 1 week after a record-breaking rainstorm hit the capital, residents are still waiting for the city to remove piles of debris. Ottawa Public Health says there could be issues like mold and bacteria from sewage pipes that could make people sick. And on top of the smell and people rummaging through debris, residents say they are frustrated by the lack of a clear timeline and communication when it comes to garbage pickup.
Right now, everybody's mental health is severely impacted. It's like we're in Hurricane Katrina and we feel abandoned. What the issue is with the garbage, not only is it a visual reminder for us of what's happening, it's also becoming a biohazard.
We have had to ask them, where are you? Come out. And that is the disappointment for us as taxpayers.
Just tell them to stay away. They're going to get.
The city is sending out extra trucks to pick up the garbage, but Councillor Teresa Kavanaugh says there are not enough resources to clear the sheer volume of debris quickly. Ottawa fire crews responded to a fire near a popular downtown dog park just off Laurier and Bronson Avenue last night. Flames ripped through part of the park. Ottawa Fire Services says it started as a tent fire and the explosions were caused by butane canisters. The fire was spotted at around 8:30 p.m. last night as thick plumes of black smoke filled the air. No injuries have been reported. People in the area say fire crews acted fast to get the situation under control. Ottawa police say an arrest has been made in a child exploitation investigation. According to police, it was in May that they learned an 11-year-old child may have been sexually exploited online. Since launching the investigation, police confirmed the American suspect had been in communication with the child for months and had crossed the border to see them last year. During the investigation, a 14-year-old victim was also identified. 22-year-old Joseph Eckert of Dingsman Ferry, Pennsylvania, has been charged and remains in custody south of the border. A petition is calling on the federal government to stop funding Stornoway as a private residence for the leader of the opposition. The petition was launched by a BC resident and sponsored by Green Party leader Elizabeth May. Stornoway is located on Acacia Avenue in Ottawa's Rockcliffe Park neighborhood. According to a 2021 report, it needs more than $1 million in maintenance over the next 10 years. The petition, which has 15,000 signatures, says cutting the funding could be a cost-saving measure for the government. Former Sens captain turned assistant coach Daniel Alfredson spoke publicly about his move to the team's biggest rival. Alfie will join the Toronto Maple Leafs as an assistant coach next season.
So to the Ottawa fans, love you as always. Thank you. I understand this is a interesting day, but also an exciting chapter for me.
Alfredson also thanked the owner and coaching staff, saying he's now caught the coaching bug, and he expects this move will help with his growth in that department.
Could this be the feel-good song of the summer?
Would you say that's giving off a little bit of T-Swift vibes?
I love it.
All right, so that is Ottawa's official 200th birthday song, and it was just released yesterday.
The piece of music featuring 3 Ottawa artists commemorates the city's founding and reflects its history, cultures, and communities.
And I recognize one of the artists, Jessica Pearson. We've had her on the show before, so great to see her, you know, thriving. And I know she had that new album out, so good for her.
Yeah, and it's really cool too when you take all that into fact and kind of put it into the song, because it means a lot. Like, we love this city, we live here, and it's cool to have a song completely dedicated to just that.
Time to celebrate.
And I want to hear all the lyrics and be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool, because you'll be able to relate to it.
Hill Bar Market, we work there, yeah. Just make it all relative.
From East End to West End.
Yeah, I'm in the West. I'm in the West.
I'm in the East.
Oh, man.
Oh, you can tell it's Thursday. It feels like a Friday. Celebrating early this week. We're dealing with partly cloudy conditions this morning, so a little bit of sunshine to enjoy out there right now. However, showers, risk of thunderstorms today. That will continue into your afternoon, but the week is looking hot and sunny after today. Friday and through the weekend is looking stunning. 21 degrees right now here in Ottawa, 22 in Montreal, 19 in Cornwall. Same with the Valley. These are temps with the humidity, so this is how it feels outside. Currently, you can see a little bit cloudier this morning. 26 degrees is how it feels currently in Ottawa, 28 already in Montreal, 30 in Trenton, 26 in Kingston. So already hot and sticky across the region. This morning in our skies in Ottawa, we're seeing a mix of sun and cloud, although it's a little bit cloudier out there right now and will remain cloudy throughout the next few hours. However, we could also see some rain. You could see the valley and areas in Renfrew, Pembroke. Scattered showers this morning. We could see some rain early this morning as well, and then it will continue kind of off and on throughout the day ahead. More of it into the afternoon, so there's a higher % chance of seeing some scattered showers from 2 till about 7. Risk of thunderstorms there as well, and that should then taper off into the early evening hours, and overnight skies will be a little bit cloudy but clear up, and then we will see lots of sunshine Friday and through the weekend forecast. Highs of 27 today, so very seasonal. However, it will be very humid. We'll feel closer to 34 into your afternoon. 23 in the Valley, Bancroft. 28 for Kingston, Trenton area into your afternoon, but everywhere will feel like those low to high mid-30s because of the humidity in the forecast for today. 27 over in Gatineau. So here's a look at that 7-day forecast. You can see beautiful after we get through today, where we could see that active weather, 5 to 10 millimeters of rain. If we see it, hopefully it's quick and will clear up quickly, and you can enjoy Bluesfest tonight. As we head into the weekend, perfect festival season weather. We have lots of sunshine, dry condition, highs into the high 20s, which is perfect. As we head into next week, a little bit hotter, 30 degrees for Monday, Tuesday, where we could see some scattered showers.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
On your roads this morning, we're starting to see some minor delays on the eastbound 417 between Greenbank Road and the Transitway. We're also seeing some slowdowns, Holland Avenue and Fairmont, so basically around the Parkdale exit. Other than that, the 174 has a few delays as well around Cumberland area.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we are going to give you your FIFA breakdown. There was a break from all the action yesterday, but it is back today. Will is going to let us know which teams will be playing and all the juicy details you need to know for your FIFA Thursday. Here's a live look to our Skycam this morning. Cloudy start to your day, a little bit of sunshine out there, but hot. Already feeling closer to those mid-20s. 26 is how it feels this hour in Ottawa. It is 6:41.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Find your wild. More Bronco sports, more ways to roam this summer.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe.
Where foodies love their sweets.
And markets bursting with flavor.
Wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Good morning. morning, 6:45. Welcome back. Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa firefighters responded to 2 major fires in the city last night. The Ottawa Charge is set to make what they are calling a major announcement at the Canadian Tire Centre today. And it's the day music lovers in the capital wait for all year. Ottawa Bluesfest kicks off tonight. Now we're going to check out your forecast.
A hot one for us this afternoon, a high of 27 degrees today. We could see some scattered showers, risk of thunderstorms this morning. That will continue into your early evening, so keep that in mind if you are heading to Bluesfest today. We could see 5 to 10 millimeters of rain. We'll feel closer to 34 this afternoon. And then nice, dry, sunny conditions from Friday and through the weekend. Forecast highs of 27. But again, with that humidity, we'll feel closer to the mid-30s with the humidex. On your roads this hour, here's a live look at your traffic, and we are seeing some volume if you are heading eastbound on the 417. It's a little slow right now from the 416 split in through Bronson. You can see starting to see some volume build, but other than that, traffic is moving well this hour.
Thanks, Melissa. It is now time for another FIFA World Cup update. And today, the opening quarterfinal of the FIFA World Cup features a blockbuster showdown. We got 2-time champions France take on African powerhouse Morocco in a rematch of their 2022 World Cup semifinal in Qatar. France, ranked #1 in the world, has been the team to beat at this year's tournament so far, winning all 5 of their matches. Morocco, meanwhile, is chasing history after an unforgettable 4th-place finish in Qatar. The Atlas Lions return with their sights set even higher this year, now ranked 6th in the world. Morocco believes it's an even stronger team than the one that fell 2-0 to France in the 2022 semifinal. Kickoff 4 p.m. Eastern Time from Boston. There are no other games on the slate today, but then tomorrow we are back on the pitch. Spain continue their quest for a second FIFA World Cup title as the 2024 European champions take on Belgium. The 3rd-ranked Spaniards advanced with a dramatic 1-0 victory over Portugal, thanks to Mikel Merino's stoppage time winner. What a game that was. Belgium punched their ticket with an emphatic 4-1 win over the United States, and now looks to match their best ever World Cup finish after reaching 3rd place back in 2018. That game will start at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch all the World Cup action on TSN and Crave. The other 2 quarterfinal matchups happen on Saturday. Norway taking on England at 5 p.m. That is undoubtedly going to be a game you do not want to miss. Following that, we got Messi and Argentina versus the Swiss at 9 p.m. And once again, you can catch all of the World Cup action on TSN, CTV, and Crave.
And it is time now for your morning fix. And sometimes dogs and people aren't all that different.
We can't motivate him some days to take more than 2 or 3 steps, but he will walk the whole way across the lawn to get that ice cream.
Edward is a 12-year-old dog from Maryland, and he loves his ice cream so much that he will walk to the ice cream truck. It is, of course, the best part of his day. When Edward joined his foster family, the vet said that he may have only have half a year of quality of life left, but the vet didn't account for how much Edward would love ice cream, and that would keep him going. More than 2 years later, Edward is still going strong.
Oh.
Look at this, just living for ice cream.
You know what? And to start it off by saying that dogs and people are not that different, because I say this all the time, that my dog is a complete reflection of me.
Yeah.
I always say he's a human,
wild.
the way they do things, but to think, you know what, I'm not done yet because I need some more ice cream is such an amazing story.
I know, it's just so cute. I love it so much. Heartfelt on your Thursday.
Yes, we need that. All right, next up, this is one way to get rid of some of the knickknacks around your house.
We had been passionate collectors for so many years. We had a house full of treasure, and we didn't ever sell anything.
Melody and Dale opened yesterday's treasures in Alberta by cleaning out their house. The store has thousands of items, from anvils to toys and magazines, but instead of selling each one piece by piece, Melody and Dale are looking to sell it all at once. They're putting the store up for sale, hoping that someone with their passion for collecting will take it over, and good luck.
Wow. Look at all of that. That's a lot of stuff to add to your collection. Well, the nominations are out for this year's Primetime Emmy Awards, celebrating the best in American television.
Nothing will ever matter more than what I've done in this hospital.
Medical drama The Pit leads the field with 25 nominations, including nods for its Canadian creator, Scott Gemmell, and Toronto actor Brittany Allen. Fellow HBO title Hacks was right behind with 24 nominations for its final season, and of course, hosting duties. For this year will go to a performer best known for her television work for Law & Order, and its star Mariska Hargitay, and the Emmys will be handed out September 14th.
I say The Pit all the way. I'm leaving it there.
You love it.
So good. All right, let's take a peek outside, shall we? A beautiful day in store, maybe a little bit of rainfall. Coming up after the break, we'll talk about who you love to see at Bluesfest. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. A few minutes till the 7 o'clock hour. Today on the show, we're talking Bluesfest as it kicks off a little bit later on this evening. So with that in mind, we had to ask our viewers at this point, who has been your favorite act that you've ever seen at Bluesfest? And it doesn't matter what year it was. We want to know, and we had many people chiming in.
Here's what Debbie had to say. I saw the Tragically Hip perform at the original Bluesfest on Majors Hill Park in 1994, and it was free.
Wow. Amazing. Joanne says, Shania Twain was the best for me. It was so special as I was with my adult daughter. Bonding time and great memories.
Beautiful.
All right, here we go. Shelby says, the Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
I was at their show in 2019 where they had the record for their most attended show. The show was fun, and I mean, come on, just an absolute classic.
I remember I didn't go because I was pregnant with our son Luca, and I was like too nervous about it, but I did miss out on a good show, I know that.
Gabriel says lots of favorites: Nickelback, Green Day, Maroon 5, Luke Combs, Lainey Wilson, and Jelly Roll, just to name a few.
All right, so I think Gabrielle is a huge fan of Bluesfest, but we got to narrow that down. You let us know that top favorite. I know it's tough. Kevin says, only been twice to Bluesfest, both times to see Iron Maiden. They are a band everyone needs to see at least once, regardless if you are a metal fan or not. However, both times it was also 40-degree weather. Ooh, and I imagine you were moving with listening to them, so what a workout that would be.
Lil says, I'd say one of my faves was the Bacon Brothers with Kevin Bacon. There was such a variety of instruments they played. Kevin did an awesome shout out saying he jogged around Ottawa and said we're lucky to live in such a beautiful city, which we sure are.
I love that. So many different acts. You think about one from 1994 at Major Hills Park to people maybe over the last couple of years. Oh, it's such an exciting time for the city.
I love the response. We should keep that conversation going.
And we will. We are asking you, what has been your favorite act at Bluesfest ever? Let us know. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. And still to come on the show, as we're talking about, Bluesfest kicks off tonight, and we get a preview of this year's festival with the one, the only Joe Riley. We also introduce you to Ottawa's newest housing development in the East End, and local author Nancy Cairns takes us inside the medieval towns and castles that inspired her new novel, Witchy Woman Hammer. Oh man, what a fun hour we got prepared for you. Centennial Glass Sky Cam showing us a little bit of cloud cover right now. Temperatures still staying hot and humid, but Melissa letting us know Friday into the weekend, it won't get any better than it can. Stay with us. We'll be right back with your news headlines.
It's Thursday, July 9th. Emergency crews battled two major fires in the city Wednesday night.
I encourage people to go on and check out, the whole lineup on a day if they're thinking of coming down.
It's the day music lovers in the capital wait all year for. Ottawa Bluesfest kicks off tonight.
And the Ottawa Charge set to what they're calling a major announcement at the Canadian Tire Centre today. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning to you, 7 o'clock on the nose. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And coming up, Joe Riley is here from Ottawa Bluesfest. We're going to be talking about everything you need to know if you are heading to the festival tonight or maybe over the course of the weekend. Some incredible acts, but also some great local talent and great Canadian talent that we're going to kind of go through. And maybe there's one that you've never heard of that he's going to tell us about, and then you can go check them out.
And it's so great, too, because someone that you might not have heard of or you go there could become one of your favorite bands when you see them live. That's what I love about live music.
And then creating the memories that last a lifetime.
Absolutely.
You nailed that one.
We're going to take a look at all that and more, but right now we're going to get started with today's top stories. Emergency crews responded to a fire near a popular downtown dog park just off Laurier and Bronson Avenue last night. Ottawa Fire Services says it started as a tent fire. There were explosions which were caused by butane canisters. The fire was spotted at around 8:30 p.m. as thick plumes of smoke filled the air. No injuries have been reported. People in the area say fire crews acted fast to get the situation under control. Elsewhere, firefighters were called to a home on Castle Pines Way in the Chapel Hill area just before 5 p.m. yesterday. One home is badly damaged. Officials say an elderly man was rescued from the home and treated at the scene for smoke inhalation. Firefighter was assessed for heat-related issues. The blaze was escalated to a second alarm, calling more crews to the scene. A major announcement is coming today from the Ottawa Charge about their home for the 2026-2027 season. Ottawa Sens President and CEO Cyril Leader, Charge General Manager Mike Hirschfeld, and Charge Forward Rebecca Leslie will speak at the Canadian Tire Centre at 2:30 this afternoon. Councillors on a city committee voted to move forward with a renovation bylaw that would help prevent landlords from forcing tenants out under the cover of major renovations to raise rent. The city's proposed bylaw adds other protections, including a license requirement, mandating a permit before eviction notice, as well as an education guide to the tenant. City staff said there is an average of 31 notices of eviction for renovations or repairs in Ottawa filed with the Landlord and Tenant Board each year.
I never thought I'd go through this because, like, I'm retired. I'm 74 years old. And, like, I thought I'd be okay at retirement. No. Like, everything is so expensive.
If approved, the proposed bylaw would come into effect on January 1st, 2027. 1 week after a record-breaking rainstorm hit the capital, residents are still waiting for the city to remove piles of debris. Ottawa Public Health says there could be issues like mold and bacteria from sewage pipes that could make people sick. And on top of the smell and people rummaging through debris, residents say they are frustrated by a lack of clear timeline and communication when it comes to garbage pickup.
Right now, everybody's mental health is severely impacted. Like it's like we're in Hurricane Katrina and we feel abandoned. What the issue is with the garbage, not only is it a visual reminder for us of what's happening, it's also becoming a biohazard.
We have had to ask them, where are you? Come out. And that is the disappointment for us as taxpayers.
Just tell them to stay away.
The city is sending out extra trucks to pick up the garbage, but Councillor Teresa Kavanagh says there are not enough resources to clear the sheer volume of debris quickly. Ottawa police say an arrest has been made in a child exploitation investigation. According to police, it was in May that they learned an 11-year-old child may have been sexually exploited online. Since launching the investigation, police confirmed the American suspect had been in communication with the child for months and had crossed the border to see them last year. During the investigation, a 14-year-old victim was also identified. 22-year-old Joseph Eckert of Dingsman Ferry, Pennsylvania, has been charged and remains in custody south of the border. And news just in, pop icon Bonnie Tyler has died. Bonnie Tyler was known for hits like Total Eclipse of the Heart, Holding Out for a Hero, and It's a Heartache. Tyler was put in an induced coma in May after intestinal surgery. She came out of it last month, but her family said she remained unwell. A statement says she died last night at a hospital in Portugal where she has a home. Bonnie Tyler was 75 years old. In sports news, former Sens captain turned assistant coach Daniel Alfredson spoke publicly about his move to the team's biggest rival. Alfie will join the Toronto Maple Leafs as an assistant coach next season.
So to the Ottawa fans, love you as always. Thank you. I understand this is a interesting day, but also an exciting chapter for me.
Alfredson also thanked the owner and coaching staff of the Sens, saying he's now caught the coaching bug, and he expects this move will help with his growth in that department.
And Justin Bieber is headed to the FIFA World Cup.
If you need time, just take your time, honey, I get it.
Wondering when he was going to
love
make
it.
a reappearance. He is the latest to be added to an already stacked lineup for the first ever World Cup final halftime show. Organizers also confirmed that the entire musical performance will last 11 minutes. The laws of football allow a halftime interval to be no longer than 15 minutes, and there are some concerns given the time likely required to set up and disassemble the show.
Bieber will join Madonna, Shakira, and BTS for the show happening on July 19th at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey.
Incredible. What a lineup. My goodness.
You think about how are you going to jam pack all that into that time? I can definitely see why there'd be concerns.
I think we're going to see song mashups.
Totally.
Right? Like collabs on songs to make it work. So that'll be cool.
Could you imagine how fun it would be? Like, obviously extremely stressful, but fun to be like, okay, I have some of the biggest artists ever in the world, and we get to do a collab with that. Like, being in charge of that would just be so cool.
awesome.
And that's Chris Martin from Coldplay who's directing the whole thing. So he'll probably pull it off.
I think he will.
And we do have your weather picture of the day today. And Catherine sent this to us. These are puffball clouds that appeared last night after an intense daytime storm had passed through.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And of course, we love seeing your weather shots. Please continue to send them in to us, weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, the email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. Our forecast today, it's going to be a hot and sticky one. Very humid this morning and into your afternoon. Temperatures very seasonal. Sun setting tonight at 8:51. So if you're heading to Bluesfest, the sun will be setting before 9 p.m. 21 degrees here in Ottawa so far this hour. So it is already a warm start to your day. Same within Kingston, Brockville, Cornwall, 22 in Montreal. There is humidity out there already. It feels like 25 in the valley, feels like 26 for us here in Ottawa, and 27 over along the Seaway. So in our skies this morning, it's a little bit cloudier out there. We saw a little bit of sunshine earlier this morning, but we will start to see an increase of cloudiness. And yes, we could see some wet weather. So this is out in the valley, seeing some scattered showers early this morning. We could start to see some scattered showers after around 9 o'clock. 40% chance, but that will increase to an 80% chance late this afternoon. So likely some rain between 2 and 7, risk of thunderstorms mainly during that time as well. But realistically, we could see thunderstorms anytime this morning right through into your evening hours. The good news is everything will clear up tonight into your day tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Perfect conditions, nice and dry, lots of sunshine to be enjoyed. So if you have outdoor plans Friday and through the weekend, you have the perfect forecast for it. 27 degrees is the high for today. We'll feel closer to 34 with that humidity. 28 in Cornwall, Kemptville. Out in the valley, 23 degrees. We'll still feel like those low 30s with the humidity into the afternoon. 27 is the high over in Gatineau. So here's a look at the next 7 days, and yes, a beautiful weekend in store. Today's the only day that we are expecting this active weather, and again, mainly between 2 and about 7, 8 o'clock tonight, but we could still see a risk early this morning or into your overnight. 19 is the low, 27 for tomorrow, and then pure sunshine right through into the weekend forecast. Next week is going to be quite hot, temps in those 30s. We could see some scattered showers on Monday.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
Thank you, Melissa, and thank you again for the wonderful weekend forecast. We got a lot to discuss on your roads at this hour. Delays on the 417 eastbound are kicking off. We are seeing some pretty consistent delays on the eastbound 417 between the Transitway just till past Parkdale. Westbound on the 174 slowing down in Orleans from the Boulevard till about the Parkway. It is completely backed up, and we are now starting to see heavy delays on the southbound Champlain Bridge, so that's heading into Ontario from Quebec. However, the rest of the interprovincial bridges look okay at this time. Let's have a look at some collisions that we got for you as well. We have an eastbound crash on the 417 immediately past the Nicholas Street exit. It's not impacting morning traffic around that stretch of highway just yet. And then over in Manotick, we still have a collision that is yet to be cleared at the intersection of Bankfield and North Rideau Valley Drive. So definitely a little bit of a slow commute on your Thursday morning today. Melissa.
If you got a chance, take it. Take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it. 'Cause a dream.
Well, it's the day music fans in Ottawa wait all year for. Cody Johnson is, of course, your first headliner tonight at Ottawa's Bluesfest at LeBrent Flats. And joining me now to break everything down, we have Joe Riley, spokesperson for Ottawa Bluesfest. Good morning to you.
Hey, Melissa.
I feel like it was just yesterday we were here going through the lineup. Now we are here. The day is finally here. People are so excited. Yeah. Opening night tonight. How are things going and how are preparations?
Things are great. We have an amazing team of people putting all the infrastructure in. I mean, we're sharing that space now with Canada Day and with that FIFA World Cup party we hosted. You know, things are getting ready. They're still tightening some bolts and things around there, but that's always the way the day of. But we'll be ready. Amazing.
And tonight's headliner, Cody Johnson, we just heard, going to be a great show.
It's fantastic. You know, lots of people really interested in the country artists in our lineup, like Ella Langley, the buzziest country artist in North America right now. We're glad to have her, but a full lineup of really great acts. And you know, it's cliche, but something for everybody over the next 10 days.
And even some acts that were booked earlier in the year, like Angèle de Poitrine, and you had to move them to the main stage because you're expecting such a large crowd.
You know, when you book things, especially like an indie artist like that, you always hope sometime you're going to book someone that some kind of giant buzz thing happens with, but you never expect it to be quite like this. Like, what's happening around them is amazing right now. The interest in them, they're everywhere. And yeah, we had to move them to the large stage, the RBC stage, because on the Hard Rock stage where they were scheduled, we can only accommodate 5,000 or 6,000 people. And we saw what happened in Montreal. We had it in motion to change that before that happened, because we knew this was happening.
They just kind of exploded.
That just made it crystal clear we had to move them.
And I love it, because we don't even really know who they are, because they're always in costume. Right? So just a riot, and it's going to obviously have a huge crowd. Also some smaller acts that people definitely should check out too, and some great local talent.
Well, sure. Satellite Birdhouse is a local act that's on tonight on one of our stages, so recommend people get down early. Always say get down early. And the night of Angèle de Poitrine and Ella Langley, Nayana, a local artist who we've had to move to an earlier slot at 5, you know, we really want to encourage people to come down and check out that set. And, you know, I think in the end it might work out really well for her, because all the interest around both of those headline acts, people tend to come down a bit earlier. So hopefully that works out. But I always suggest people come down early to see things. Like tonight, for me, I really want to see Diggable Planets, a really super important hip-hop band from the early 1990s back together. They never played Ottawa, and I'm excited to see them. And a really wacky Swedish group. If you like Angèle de Poitrine, come down and see Goat tonight. And every night.
Look at,
every
we got
night,
the
that's
tips
what
for
it's
you
like.
here.
All kinds of stuff.
I love it. And the best place for people to get around, what's the best mode of transportation to get to and from?
It is. There's really no parking down on LeBreton Flats, as we all know, so strongly recommend folks take the OC Transpo options. There's special buses on. The train comes right to our site, and your pass, any pass that you have for the festival, gets you free OC Transpo transportation. So take advantage of that, use it. At the end, you know, get out there, and the team from OC does a great job of channeling everybody onto the buses, onto the train. And don't forget, I ride my bike down whenever I can. We have a bike lock-up for everybody. We're on major bike paths. So come on down and use alternate transportation means to get to the site.
And you can head to Bluesfest website for more information and for all your last-minute ticket details and your last-minute advice for tonight if you're heading there, because we could see some active weather. I love your tip for this, Joe. You got to share it.
Wear your good shoes, and you use your secondary cowboy boots tonight,
That's right.
okay?
Don't wear the white cowboy boots, wear the brown ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe even the wellies. Better option for tonight. You heard it here, Will.
Listen, I don't own cowboy boots, but I have for sure lost a nice pair of Nikes to Blues Festival. Thank you, Joe, for reminding me I shouldn't do that. Still to come on the show, researching, learning, and taking in the incredible landscapes in the Arctic. Many are gearing up for the 2026 Arctic Expedition. Doesn't that sound fun? We'll tell you more details on that coming up shortly. Our guests are sitting by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Nice to cozy. Hello! We'll bring you all over into the studio soon. Let's go from inside to outside through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, and a little bit of a mixed day in store, but it's going to be a wonderful Thursday regardless. We got you covered. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
7:18, welcome back. Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa firefighters responded to 2 major fires in the city last night. The Ottawa Charge is set to make what they are calling a major announcement at the Canadian Tire Centre today. And it's the day music lovers in the capital wait for all year. Ottawa Bluesfest kicks off tonight. Now, you might need an umbrella today. Why don't we take a look at the forecast?
We are expecting some scattered showers and active weather throughout the day ahead. We could see that this morning, this afternoon, or this evening. It will be a hot and sticky one. 27 degrees is the high for today. We'll feel closer to 34. Now, 40% chance of those thunderstorms early this morning. That will increase to an 80% chance starting at 2 p.m. So be prepared for some active weather later on this afternoon. On your roads this morning, and yes, we already have some volume out there. Traffic is already quite slow if you are heading eastbound on the 417 from Bronson in through the downtown. It's kind of stop and go from Bronson moving forward into the downtown area. Other than that, just a few problem spots. We do have a collision eastbound. There's a crash on the 417 just past the Nicholas exit that is causing some delays. And we also have one in Manotick that is yet to be cleared. It's at Bankfield and North Rideau Valley.
Thanks, Melissa. Well, tomorrow, youth from across the north and around the world will depart on the 2026 Students on Ice North to North Expedition. We got Linda, Students on Ice alumni team, and we have Paninua as well to tell us all about it. Good morning to the two of you.
Good morning.
For those that are unfamiliar with this expedition, give me a lowdown because I find this so fascinating.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, Students on Ice, we're known for, we've been doing this for 26 years, taking youth to the Arctic and Antarctic on ship-based expeditions to really embrace place-based learning and get a first-hand experience. And this year we are starting in Greenland, where Paninua is from, and we'll be ending in Iqaluit. And really excited for this year because we're also celebrating 30 years of Arctic cooperation with the Arctic Council and the Nordic Council of Ministers.
It's so exciting, and you know, for you, especially because you're going somewhere where you're very familiar with, what's that like for you?
So I started back home and then I've never been to Canada before, so I'm very excited to see Nunavut and being here in Ottawa and like ending in Iqaluit. But I haven't seen south of Greenland that much, so I'm very excited. Like I will be joining others with them, but I'm also very excited to like show them my home, you know, so. Yeah.
What are some things when you think about that? You know, like you're excited to show where you come from, where your home is. What are some things that you think are really going to surprise people on the expedition?
Oh my God. On the south of Greenland, there's a lot of mosquitoes, so be prepared.
And a lot of Nunavut too.
Oh yeah. So you'd be surprised. Like I know someone who puts tape because there's so much, like you can't show any skin. But then, like, I'm excited to show them like my culture and like the nature is like so much different from here, and we have a lot of more mountains I think in Nuuk, and the colorful houses, and we're gonna see a lot of icebergs I think, and some polar bears. So I'm excited.
Oh man, I mean, just look how beautiful it is. Everyone's gonna have a good time. I feel like you're gonna get a lot of wows and like maybe silent pauses just taking in the scenery, I imagine. So tell me a little bit about, Linda, what you think that people should be taking away from this. What are you really hoping to achieve after this experience has been had?
Well, that's actually leads into my job. I'm actually the alumni team lead. So we always say expedition is just the beginning, and it's lifelong connections. And so we're going to see friendships made from all different places, exchanges of knowledge and what's happening, and inspiration. We're taking youth ages 14 to 35, so some that are still in high school and haven't figured out what they're going to do, some that are in university that are kind of figuring out what they're doing, and then some that are actually working. And I've seen it happen where they come on expedition and they get inspired by, wow, I can actually take art and science and put it together and have a dream job. And so that's what we see is happening, is this inspiration that comes from being together and sharing experience. And you know, how can you not fall in love with the places that we're going? Because it's we get to enjoy ship life, but we also get off the ship quite a bit and experience communities. We get to experience being on the land and learning lots of cultural perspectives of what's happening, and particularly around climate change. That's a big thing that us in the north are experiencing, and so being able to bring other people into that and have some shared ideas around how we can make the world a better place.
Perspective inevitably changes on a trip like this. What would you say is the #1 thing when someone goes on an expedition like this and sees the culture, sees the land that they come back from and are changed?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that it takes away that misconception that the Arctic is a barren place. I think when you come up and experience it the way that we experience it, you walk away with a really rich feeling of what happens in the north and how connected to the land and water that Indigenous peoples have to our land.
It's so amazing. Linda Paninua, thank you so much for joining us, because I think this is such a miraculous story. And I think we'll have to do a check-in after, and we'll hit those points on when people come back from the expedition, and we'll see what those perspectives change. Thank you so much, the two of you.
Thank you. Glad to meet you.
What a great story. Rosie, back over to you.
Thank you so much, Will. It has been 1,000 days since the RCMP launched an investigation into the Ford government's Greenbelt scandal. The official opposition marking the occasion as the probe continues into what developers knew about the province's plan to remove land from the protected area designation. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has the details.
We couldn't really fit 1,000 candles.
1,000 to mark the number of days so far in an RCMP investigation into the Greenbelt. The probe launched in October 2023, looking into whether developers may have been tipped off. Land was about to be taken out of the protected zone.
Ontarians have been waiting for the results of this investigation because they need to know what happened. They need to know if they can trust Doug Ford.
The Premier apologized and returned land to the Greenbelt, but only after months of public pressure. 2 damning reports from Queen's Park watchdogs, and the departure of 2 cabinet ministers and 2 staffers. The government has said they're cooperating with the Mounties.
Every agency that's ever asked, it's all been transparent. We've given them everything they need.
Today, the RCMP says their sensitive and international investigations unit is still conducting an investigation. A spokesperson adds they won't be sharing more information so as not to compromise that work. That clampdown makes sense to this former Toronto police detective.
This investigation could have potentially dramatic impact on the government and on the people of the province of Ontario. So it's incumbent on the RCMP to make sure they get it right the first time.
Mendelson explains this investigation is complicated, multi-layered, with people inside and outside Queen's Park to look at.
You have government-issued cell phones, you have privately used cell phones. All of these things, in terms of extracting information from them, take time because not everybody's giving them up voluntarily.
The Premier has tried to push past the scandal and refocus on the economy.
That's something that happened years ago that doesn't even show up on our radar on polling.
His track record since then shows that he has learned nothing at all.
With opposition parties drawing connections between the Greenbelt and the Skills Development Fund, science centers shut down, and push to expand Toronto's Island Airport.
It's all the usual suspects. They know the government. They're friends of the government. They donate to the PC party.
An integrity commissioner's report on distribution of Skills Development Fund cash is expected in the coming months. Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, we introduce you to Ottawa's newest housing development in the East End. Taylor Bennett from the Bennett Property Shop. He will join us next to talk all about it. 7:27, you're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back. Here we are, 7:30. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
Officially at the halfway point, I'm Will Aiello.
Happy Thursday. I am Melissa Lamb.
And we have the wonderful Taylor Bennett joining us shortly, right after some news and weather. And what's on the docket today?
We're talking about Orleans, and there's a new development, a burgeoning area. So, of course, Taylor Bennett's got all the details, and he's going to show us some pictures and how it's developing. So, stay tuned. That is coming up in a short little while.
Orleans.
My neck of the woods.
Yeah.
I know. I'm always, I'm not in the market, but I'm never not in the market.
I know,
right?
right?
It's always nice to look and think and be like, maybe I am in the market.
Always cruising around just to see what's out there. No harm in that.
Exactly.
We'll take a look at that, but first off, we're getting to today's top stories. Emergency crews responded to a fire near a popular downtown dog park just off Laurier and Bronson Avenue last night. Ottawa Fire Services says it started as a tent fire. There were explosions, which were caused by butane canisters. The fire was spotted at around 8:30 p.m. last night as thick plumes of black smoke filled the air. No injuries have been reported. People in the area say fire crews acted fast to get the situation under control. Elsewhere, firefighters were called to a home on Castle Pines Way in the Chapel Hill area just before 5 p.m. yesterday. One home is badly damaged. Officials say an elderly man was rescued from the home and treated at the scene for smoke inhalation. A firefighter was assessed for heat-related issues. The blaze was escalated to a second alarm, calling more crews to the scene. A major announcement is coming today from the Ottawa Charge about their home for the 2026-27 season. Ottawa Sen's President and CEO Cyril Leader, Charge General Manager Mike Hirschfeld, and Charge Forward Rebecca Leslie will speak at the Canadian Tire Centre at 2:30 this afternoon. Councillors on a city committee voted to move forward with a renovation bylaw that would help prevent landlords from forcing tenants out under the cover of major renovations to raise rent. The city's proposed bylaw adds other protections, including a license requirement mandating a permit before eviction notice, as well as an education guide to the tenant. City staff said there is an average of 31 notices of eviction for renovations or repairs in Ottawa filed with the Landlord and Tenant Board each year.
I never thought I'd go through this because, I'm retired. I'm 74 years old. And I thought I'd be okay at retirement. No. Everything is so expensive.
If approved, the proposed bylaw would come into effect January 1st, 2027. 1 week after a record-breaking rainstorm hit the capital, residents are still waiting for the city to remove piles of debris. Ottawa Public Health says there could be issues like mold and bacteria from sewage pipes that could make people sick. And on top of the smell and people rummaging through debris, residents say they are frustrated by the lack of a clear timeline and communication when it comes to garbage pickup.
Right now, everybody's mental health is severely impacted. It's like we're in Hurricane Katrina and we feel abandoned. What the issue is with the garbage, not only is it a visual reminder for us of what's happening, it's also becoming a biohazard.
We have had to ask them, where are you? Come out. And that is the disappointment for us as taxpayers.
Just tell them.
The city is sending out extra trucks to pick up the garbage, but Councillor Teresa Kavanaugh says there are not enough resources to clear the sheer volume of debris quickly. Ottawa police say an arrest has been made in a child exploitation investigation. According to police, it was in May that they learned an 11-year-old child may have been sexually exploited online. Since launching the investigation, police confirmed the American suspect had been in communication with the child for months and had crossed the border to see them last year. During the investigation, a 14-year-old victim was also identified. 22-year-old Joseph Eckert of Dingsman Ferry, Pennsylvania, has been charged and remains in custody south of the border. Pop icon Bonnie Tyler has died. Bonnie Tyler was known for hits like Total Eclipse of the Heart, you just heard it there, Holding Out for a Hero, and It's a Heartache. Tyler was put in an induced coma in May after intestinal surgery. She came out of it last month, but her family said she remained unwell. A statement says she died last night at a hospital in Portugal where she has a home. Bonnie Tyler was 75 years old. Former Sens captain turned assistant coach Daniel Alfredson spoke publicly about his move to the team's biggest rival. Alfie will join the Toronto Maple Leafs as an associate coach next season.
So to the Ottawa fans, love you as always. Thank you. I understand this is a interesting day, but also an exciting chapter for me.
Alfredson also thanked the owner and coaching staff of the Sens, saying he's now caught the coaching bug, and he expects this move will help with his growth in that department.
The U.S. has approved a plan to take in beluga whales from marine land in Ontario.
The federal government signed off on the plan back in June to send most of the 30 whales to their aquariums in the U.S. They will be able to move to their new homes once a final health check is done.
Canada is also planning to send some of the whales to Spain. Now, that move is still waiting for permits to be issued.
And, you know, from June to this point, finally some movement, which is a good thing, too, because it's extremely necessary. I think growing up as a kid, too, I think marine land was like one of my favorite places because you don't understand. And then you see what those animals go through in the areas that they're in. And it's from my standpoint, like it's brutal.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But like you said, when you're a kid, it's so exciting because you get your up close encounter and you don't realize everything.
Yeah, you just don't understand.
No.
Right? So it's nice that we're moving in the right direction.
Absolutely. Well, our forecast today, it's going to be another hot day ahead. And then as we head into Friday and the weekend, Will, I feel like you're going to love this if you're heading to your cottage. It's kind of like ideal cottage conditions where it's going to be sunny, hot, and no rain in sight for the weekend. Not today, though. Partly cloudy this morning. Yes, we could see some showers, scattered thunderstorms into the afternoon as well. Temperatures hot and humid this morning. 21 degrees so far here in Ottawa, 22 in Montreal, 21 in Cornwall. Brockville sitting at 22, 19 in the Valley. Add in the humidity. It feels like 25 in the Valley, feels like 26 in Ottawa, and feels like 29 in Montreal. So definitely some hot and sticky conditions out there this morning. That will continue into the afternoon. Now for Ottawa today, we are expecting some scattered showers late this morning into your early afternoon. There's a 40% chance of scattered showers. That will increase to an 80% chance starting around 2 p.m. We could see some active weather, so we could see some thunderstorm activity in there as well. And that will continue right through your evening. It will begin to clear up later on tonight. So hopefully by the time headliners get on the stage at Bluesfest, it will be clear. But if you are heading down there, we heard it today. Don't wear your good shoes, wear your old shoes, because it could be a little bit muddy on the grounds over at Bluesfest if we do get that wet weather, as we are expecting 5 to 10 millimeters of rain in the forecast today. It will be a hot one as well, so make sure you're still hydrated. 27 degrees is the high. We'll feel closer to 34, 35 with the humidity. 28 in Cornwall, as well as in Kemptville, Brockville. Out in the Valley, sitting at 23 for your daytime high today, 27 over in Gatineau. And we will see lots of beautiful sunshine in through the weekend, so if you're heading to Bluesfest Friday and through the weekend, perfect conditions for this. 19 is the low for tonight, so it will still stay warm and muggy tonight. You may not need a sweater, but you'll definitely need some wellies if you are heading anywhere out for festival season. 27 as we head into Friday and in through the weekend forecast, and look at that sunshine. 3 days of complete sunny skies. It's going to be a beautiful weekend in store. Eastbound on the 417, we're seeing delays between Maitland and Parkdale. Westbound on the 417, things are also slow between the Vanier Parkway and Colonel By Drive. Westbound on the 174, it is slow at Orleans Boulevard in through the Parkway. And Bank and Riverside also major delays this morning due to ongoing construction.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Today's Bennett Real Estate Rundown takes us to a brand new development in Orleans called Eastridge, Orleans. Here to tell us more about this burgeoning area is Taylor Bennett from the Bennett Property Shop. Good morning to you, Taylor. It's always exciting when you talk about a brand new development. You see the homes going up, and it's like a whole new community here.
For sure.
So let's talk about why this is such a great location.
Yeah, so it's a great location. Many times when you buy new homes, you're buying in the first phase or second phase of the development, and you bought the townhouse, and you're great, congratulations, you've moved in. You might not even have grass on your lawn yet. You might not have any schools in the area or parks, but where we're building this one here, it's Navin and well, here it is on the screen right now, Navin and Page Road. So it's a small little piece of land that the builders bought. There's going to be 59 townhouses in total being built here. But the nice thing is you have all the amenities are already built around you. All the schools are already been built. You've got all the amenities in terms of grocery stores and parks and things like that. And you're basically where Innis is, you're Innis and the Queensway are your major east and west points to get there. Now, again, 59 units. 40 of them are what's called the duo floor plan, which we'll have a look at here. The duo floor plan means there's two basically residences in this property. You've got a basement apartment and you've got a upstairs apartment. Upstairs at 2 levels to live in yourself. But here's a nice rendering that you can see here. This is what the exteriors are going to look like. So nice stone finish, and you've got your nice kind of wood finish on the top as well too. Garages as well for each of them. And of course, you've got end units and interior units. It comes with different floor plans. And in terms of the new homes, the nice exciting thing about it, of course, you get to buy it, you get to select your own colors. You get to go through all the kitchen selections here. Here's a nice rendering of one of the bedrooms, of course. You can see downstairs. Beautiful kitchen here, so you'll get a chance to selecting some of the colors in here. You've got quartz countertops, nice big open living spaces as well, hardwood floors on the main level, which is fantastic. Here's another kitchen rendering just to give you some of the color options. This one, the first one is a little more modern, that one's a little bit more contemporary on there. Nice big windows as well, bringing in natural light. If you've got an end unit, you're going to get additional windows. Here you can see it's a 5-piece bathroom that you can see there. Nice big bedrooms as well.
Love the large windows.
Absolutely, bringing all that natural light in there. Ceiling fixtures for the lights. I always like to point those out because not all builders include those, of course. I think it'd be a little challenging to get lights in your room if you need to. But the nice thing about this, as I mentioned, the 2 floor plans, you got the duo and you got more of your regular townhouse. The duo starts at $699,900. So you're talking about a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom with a basement apartment for $700,000. So the great thing with that, if you're buying something on your own at $700,000, you're paying about $3,100 per month in a mortgage. If you rent that basement apartment, you're probably looking at $1,500 or $1,600 a month. That basically cuts your monthly payment of mortgage in half for you, so you can generate some income immediately. So if you're a younger buyer, maybe you've dreamt of owning an investment property, but you've got to put 20% down when you buy an investment property. This you can buy with 5% down and immediately have a basement apartment downstairs ready to go. And of course, if you're a multi-generational family, it's the kids can live downstairs, or the parents can live downstairs. They have their own private dwelling down there, their own kitchen, their own bathroom, their own privacy, but they have the support of the family upstairs as well.
These are beautiful townhomes. Is there a fee associated with it, like a condo fee or an association fee?
There's no condo fee because these aren't condos. If anything, there might be an association fee just to maintain the road or something like that, some of the minor landscaping. I don't think we've established exactly what that cost would be, but typically in these smaller developments, because they are private roads, the city doesn't maintain the roads, so you have to pay an extra fee, but you're probably talking maybe a couple $100 a month at the most.
I feel that people are watching going, hey, when is this coming to market? How can they get their hands on it?
Yeah, it's coming very, very soon. This is actually the first public launch of this project.
Nice.
The estimation closing dates are going to be next spring, so we're looking to start construction very, very soon on there. So construction timelines anywhere from 6 months to a year, so next spring is kind of the earliest. But if you want to register, you can give the phone number there, 613-383-2171. Register now, and you'll have a chance of reserving these. And there's only 59 of them, not very many of them, only 40 of the duos and 19 of the regular ones.
Taylor Bennett from the Bennett Property Shop. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Anytime.
Don't forget, you can listen to the Bennett Real Estate and Wealth Show with Marnie Bennett Saturdays at 1 p.m. on 580 CFRA. Melissa.
Coming up, local author Nancy Cairns takes us inside the medieval towns and castles that inspired her new novel, Witchy Women Hammer. She's standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge, and I can't wait to get all those details. Here's a live look for a Centennial Glass Skycam this morning. Starting to get a little bit cloudy out there, so we're starting to see a few more clouds. Still really warm, feels like 26 with a high of 27 this afternoon, feeling closer to 34. Get ready for some active weather. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:44. Nancy Cairns is an Ottawa author writing under the pen name N.G. Avant and the recipient of the Lily Goddard Human Rights Award for her advocacy. Nancy traveled across Germany researching castles, cathedrals, and medieval towns for her latest historical novel, fantasy novel, Witchy Women, Hammer, and she's joining us this morning to tell us all about her new book. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, so much to talk about this morning. First of all, let's get into the Witchy series. Tell us about the brand new book.
So in this book, I traveled to Germany because they are traveling to 1480s Germany to try and stop a book called Malleus Maleficarum from being written. And that was basically used as the manual during the witch hunts to, in order to prosecute people that were like, that they thought were witches, that were being accused of being witches.
Interesting. Tell us about your tour, because you went to Germany, you checked out the castles, you checked out the churches, you checked out all these beautiful sites.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was, as a writer, it was an incredible experience. I went to Burghausen Castle, which is the longest castle in the entire world. And so there was like courtyard after courtyard after courtyard. And this was a place that I wanted to take my characters. And as a result of that, it was very neat to kind of figure out where I was thinking, how do I get the witches into the castle? So to actually walk the grounds and like figure that out was so cool as a creative. It was a really neat experience. And there was, you know, there was the Witch's Tower. There was all sorts of the footage we're seeing is of the Torture Museum, which is a little dark for morning television, but it was an incredible experience. It was so cool.
I mean, the views themselves, you can almost immerse yourself just through picture. What was it like to be in there and get to see all these sites? Was it a little creepy at times? Were you nervous? Did you get some spiritual activity?
It was definitely... Yeah, it was heavy. It was a little bit heavy thinking about the history while I was there. But one of the things that was kind of ironic was there was this, like, the Witch's Tower, which is where they kept people that were accused of witchcraft and where they were interrogated leading up to, you know, their trials. And then now in modern day Germany, it's like there's a kindergarten right next door.
So there's some light.
There's all this darkness, and then
the light.
In modern day,
I
now
love
it's
that.
they've turned it into like a positive.
Tell us, because your first series was political and now you've moved to fantasy. Why make the switch?
Well, in this political series, like, this is very dark, it's very gritty. It takes place in a fictional world, but it's very much based in reality, some of the real world issues that we're dealing with. And I just thought, if I had a magical wand, what would I do? It's like, well, I would try and travel back in time and stop some of the things that happened. So that's why I kind of switched to fantasy, because the time travel aspect is fantasy,
so cool.
and the witches, and, you know, I'm a millennial. I grew up watching, you know, like Sabrina the Teenage Witch on Fridays and Practical Magic and, you know, Charmed, all of those. So I really resonated with that for storytelling, so that's why I ended up switching to like the witchy.
Oh my goodness, it sounds so much fun. Okay, where can people get a copy of your book, and where can they meet you? Because you have a signing coming up in August.
Yes, I'll be at the Indigo Pinecrest at the end of August, and you can get my books at The Witch's Chest, the Makers Hub in Winchester, which is so worth the drive. It's really cool spot where they support artisans and local artists. You can get it at the Coles at Carlingwood and the Pinecrest Indigo. And then online, of course, on Amazon and basically anywhere books are sold.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and giving us kind of the insight as to what made you create this book. We would truly appreciate it.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And coming up here on Your Morning Ottawa, we're taking in theater under the stars right here in the city. We'll tell you what's in store for this season at the Odyssey Theater in Strathcona Park. Your Milestone celebrations for Thursday, July 9th. And we're going to start off with a happy 6th birthday. And this is going out to Valentino. Lots of love from Papa, Mommy, all of your siblings, your Nona, grandparents, and your whole extended family. We also have a happy 75th wedding anniversary to Liliane and Jean-Paul. Today is also Liliane's 93rd birthday. Wow, incredible. What a celebration. Happy anniversary to you both, and happy birthday to Liliane. And if you have a milestone celebrated with us and your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 years old and younger, and for those turning 100 years or more, wedding anniversaries as well for those celebrating 50 years or more, all you have to do, send us an email, ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca, and we'll be sure to get your announcement on the air.
Feeling good.
Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning. And yes, starting to see gray skies out there this morning. We are expecting some scattered showers, risk of thunderstorms as well. But it will be a hot one. 27, feeling closer to 34 this afternoon. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:57.
It's Thursday, July 9th. Emergency crews battled two major fires in the city Wednesday night.
I encourage people to go on and check out, the whole lineup on a day if they're thinking of coming down.
It is the day music lovers in the capital wait all year for. Ottawa Bluesfest kicks off tonight.
And the Ottawa Charge set to make what they're calling a major announcement at the Canadian Tire Centre today. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning to you. Come on in just after 8 o'clock. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And it's just about that time. No, that's a lie. Usually around like 6:15, we start to get hungry. And we have Peruvian food on our Capital Barbecue patio coming up in about, we're going to call it exactly 38 minutes.
Who's counting?
I mean, I just, give or take a second or two. But I saw them kind of come in with the food.
Oh, I know.
A wonderful story that goes along with the food, but also it's going to be delicious.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait for that. Now you're making me really hungry. Like, I was a little bit hungry, now I'm like massively hungry.
It's funny, just one or two words, and then it's just like, all right,
if you hear some growling, it's just our stomachs being like, we're ready for some food.
Peruvian cuisine. Looking forward to that. We're going to get right to today's top stories for you. Emergency crews responded to a fire near a popular downtown dog park just off Laurier and Bronson Avenue last night. Ottawa Fire Services says it started as a tent fire. There were explosions which were caused by butane canisters. The fire was spotted at around 8:30 p.m. last night as thick plumes of black smoke filled the air. No injuries have been reported. People in the area say fire crews acted fast to get the situation under control. Another fire at a home on Castle Pines Way in the Chapel Hill area. Firefighters were called to the area just before 5 p.m. yesterday. One home is badly damaged. Officials say an elderly man was rescued from the home and treated at the scene for smoke inhalation. A firefighter was assessed for heat-related issues. The blaze was escalated to a second alarm fire, calling more crews to the scene. In sports, a major announcement is coming today from the Ottawa Charge about their home for the 2026-27 season. Ottawa Sen's president and CEO Cyril Leader, Charge general manager Mike Hirschfeld, and Charge forward Rebecca Leslie. They will speak at the Canadian Tire Centre at 2:30 this afternoon. Former Sens captain turned assistant coach Daniel Alfredson spoke publicly about his move to the team's biggest rival. Alfie will join the Toronto Maple Leafs as an associate coach next season.
So to the Ottawa fans, love you as always. Thank you. I understand this is a interesting day, but also an exciting chapter for me.
Alfredson also thanked the owner and coaching staff, saying he's now caught the coaching bug, and he expects this move will help with his growth in that department. 1 week after a record-breaking rainstorm hit the capital, residents are still waiting for the city to remove piles of debris. Ottawa Public Health says there could be issues like mold and bacteria from sewage pipes that could make people sick. And on top of the smell and people rummaging through debris, residents say they are frustrated by the lack of a clear timeline and communication when it comes to garbage pickup.
Right now, everybody's mental health is severely impacted. Like it's like we're in Hurricane Katrina and we feel abandoned. what the issue is with the garbage, not only is it a visual reminder for us of what's happening, it's also becoming a biohazard.
We have had to ask them, where are you? Come out. And that is the disappointment for us as taxpayers.
Just tell them to stay away.
The city is sending out extra trucks to pick up the garbage, but Councillor Teresa Kavanaugh says there are not enough resources to clear the sheer volume of debris quickly. Councillors on a city committee voted to move forward with a renovation bylaw that would help prevent landlords from forcing tenants out under the cover of major renovations to raise rent. The city's proposed bylaw adds other protections, including a license requirement, mandating a permit before eviction notice, as well as an education guide to the tenant. City staff said there is an average of 31 notices of eviction for renovations or repairs in Ottawa filed with the Landlord and Tenant Board each year.
I never thought I'd go through this because, like, I'm retired. I'm 74 years old. And like I thought I'd be okay at retirement. No. Like, everything is so expensive.
If approved, the proposed bylaw would come into effect January 1st, 2027. Ottawa police say an arrest has been made in a child exploitation investigation. According to police, it was in May that they learned an 11-year-old child may have been sexually exploited online. Since launching the investigation, police confirmed the American suspect had been in communication with the child for months and had crossed the border to see them last year. During the investigation, a 14-year-old victim was also identified. 22-year-old Joseph Eckert of Dingsman Ferry, Pennsylvania, has been charged and remains in custody south of the border. A new model of an EV made in China has arrived in the Canadian market.
There'll be some early takers, and then once that's established, then you'll start to see, the less expensive options coming into the country.
The model is a Lotus Electra. Lotus is owned by Chinese company Geely. This is the first China-owned and made car to be sold in Canada under a deal signed in January. That deal opened the door for 49,000 China-made EVs to be sold in Canada, tariff-free. The Electra starts at $119,000 to $159,000 fully loaded. More affordable options from companies like BYD are expected to hit the market soon.
A local dancer is chasing her dreams all the way to the World Cup stage.
A little nervous, definitely. It's definitely like there's going to be billions of views.
Megan Mukamba and a group of others posted a video to Shakira's song, and it caught the singer's attention.
Now they've been invited down to New Jersey to audition to perform in Shakira's performance in the tournament's finale on the 19th.
Oh, wow. So incredible.
That doesn't get any cooler than that when you think about what you're doing to have that. I feel like it was probably, they thought it was a fake call or like something first, like, oh, this can't be real. And then it is. I can't even imagine the emotions that they'd be going through.
And I love when something online is used in a good way, right? Like you post your video online, it gets all the way to the singer. You're invited down to have an audition. It's just so incredible. The reach is just outstanding.
It is. That'll be one you'll remember for a lifetime.
Absolutely. I love it so much. Well, our forecast today, you might be doing a little sun dance today.
No, I could.
Maybe not today.
The hand waves.
Into the weekend. Yes, we're going to see lots of sunshine tomorrow and through the weekend. Today's not so bad, but we are expecting some active weather, unfortunately. The sun setting tonight, 8:51 p.m. Not record-breaking temperatures, but still hot and sticky this afternoon. And it is humid this morning. We're already sitting at 22 degrees at 8 o'clock this hour. 23 in Montreal, 22 for Cornwall, 23 in Brockville. Now factor in the humidity. Feels like 25 already in the valley this morning. Feels like 27 here in Ottawa. Already feels like 30 degrees in Montreal, 32 in Trenton, 31 in Kingston, Brockville area. So very, very humid to start off your morning. And some areas seeing a few scattered showers this morning, like in the valley. For us here in Ottawa, we could start to see a little bit of rain within the next hour. So there is a chance of scattered showers this morning. Risk of thunderstorms, and that will really continue kind of off and on this morning right through into your evening hours. Now, the higher risk is between 2 and about 7, 8 o'clock tonight. That's when we really could see some active weather and some wet weather on the way. We could see 5 to 10 millimeters of rain. So as we heard this this morning. If you are heading to Bluesfest, bring the old shoes, not the good shoes, as of course the grounds might get a little bit wet, a little bit muddy. So just keep that in mind if you are heading to Bluesfest today. As we head into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's when you can pull out the good shoes. It will be nice and dry, lots of sunshine. We don't have to worry about any wet weather or any active weather. 27 for today. We'll feel closer to 34 with that humidity. So very humid into the afternoon. 28 in Cornwall, Brockville, Kemptville, out in the valley, and Bancroft sitting at 23 for your daytime high today. 27 in Gatineau, 21 over in Mont-Tremblant. So over the next few days, it will be wet today, some active weather, risk of those thunderstorms this morning in through the evening hours. 19 is the low. Everything will clear up tonight. Then beautiful and sunny with dry conditions from Friday and through the weekend. Forecast temps in those high 20s. There will be some humidity still, so we'll feel more like the low to mid 30s throughout Friday and through the weekend forecast. And next week is looking extremely hot again. We have temperatures climbing back into the 30s. Here's a look at your roads this morning, and we still do have some trouble spots if you are heading eastbound the 417. It's slow from the 416 split in through Bronson. Does pick up a little bit in the midsection, but then again, pretty much stop and go right through into downtown and through Parkdale. Westbound delays also getting heavier by the minute on Montreal Road to Colonel By. And on your bridges, most of them are looking pretty good. The only one that's a little bit heavy this morning is the Champlain Bridge.
All right, still to come on the show in our CTV, Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. We are taking in theater right under the stars here in the capital. We'll tell you what's in store at the season at the Odyssey Theatre in Strathcona Park. Our guests are nice and cozy in that lounge. Hello, friends. Hello. We got them all. That is a win. 3 for 3. We'll talk with them soon. Outside, through our container glass sky cam, a bit of a mixed day, but vibes are high. Of course they are. It's Thursday. Baby Friday, as Melissa likes to say. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Therapy Thursday is brought to you in part by Bravella Health FemAid Clinic. Learn more at femaid.ca.
All right, here's a situation for you to start thinking about. Ellie in Stittsville is moving into a new home with a massive backyard. She's all about putting up a fence for privacy, but she is concerned that might come off as a little bit unfriendly to the new neighbors. Do you build the fence first or risk the awkward first impression? Sophie and Jeff are tackling this on this week's Therapy Thursday.
You're a person who's very sensitive to this kind of guilt, neighborhood guilt.
Neighbor guilt, yeah. Because I want to be liked by my neighbors. We all have to live next to each other in the same area. You see these people every day.
Yeah.
You really get to know each other sometimes. So we lived next to a couple who decided to build a deck, but when they built their deck, they built it to almost the height of the fence.
So the top of the fence. So they're literally looking down in, like you see your whole backyard.
Oh, man. So when they're sitting on the deck, literally, it's basically like they are over at our house. And those neighbors have since moved. And by the way, they were lovely people. Our kids played together. Like, it was fine.
How do you know other than their deck judgment?
Yeah. I mean, I think they knew we weren't super pleased about it.
So, how did they know that?
Because I complained about it on the radio.
But also because you built something in response.
And because we did this when the new neighbors first moved in.
Okay, so you did wait.
Yes, we did wait. Some people don't care about sharing a sight line with other people. Like, it's weird to me.
Grace, with this text, she should put up the fence and then go to the neighbors and introduce themselves, and they'll see how nice you are. I totally agree with you. You're okay.
That's a good
okay.
one. Chris says, I agree. It's a ridiculous consideration. Put up your fence whenever the hell you want. And also, your wife needs to start learning not to give two hoots about what other people think, including their neighbors. Okay, I think we know how Chris feels. Chris, you don't really talk to your neighbors, do you?
Sometimes we get advice that the person hasn't really thought through. Like this person saying, tell them you're getting a dog. And then never get a dog? Like, what if they don't have a dog?
Tell them you're getting a dog. We planned on getting a dog, and that's why we put the fence in.
It really fell through.
At the end of the day, I mean, honestly, though, let's like really think about this. If you want a fence, just put up a fence, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And coming up next here on Your Morning Ottawa, we are taking in Theatre Under the Stars right here in the city. We'll tell you more about what's in store this season at the Odyssey Theatre in Strathcona Park. Here's a live look at our Skycam on George Street this morning, and we're seeing gray skies out there, waiting for some active weather and some rain on the way into the afternoon. Good morning, Ottawa. Temps right now feel closer to 27 degrees. It is 8:17 on your Thursday.
Well, 1 week after record-breaking rainfall flooded thousands of basements across the city, residents in Crystal Beach say that rotting garbage, spoiled food, and sewage-contaminated debris are still sitting outside their homes. Residents say the smell is getting worse, and in the heat that we've seen, the communication from the city has been unclear. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush and News Talk 580 CFRA. So, Bill, just that storm, the flooding, we just keep seeing the stories come out from this.
Yeah, I don't know why it's taking so long to do this. I heard the local councillor say, you know, a truck arrives, garbage truck, and they pick up maybe 3 households, and then they have to leave and head to the dump. Well, send more trucks. Send every truck. The city of Ottawa has about 120, something like that, garbage trucks. I don't know why they didn't suspend regular garbage pickup for a day, like they do when there's on Canada Day, for example, right? No garbage pickup. Everybody's delayed by a day. So if you're Friday, like I am, pick up, they come on Saturday. Why didn't they do that this week? I'm not sure about that. I know that I did a little research this morning to see how Toronto handled their big flash flood in 2013. We have them to thank, by the way, because insurance rules were changed so that water that seeped up from the bottom of the house was now covered. So that's going to help a lot of people here. Yeah, that was the 2013 flash flood in Toronto that changed insurance rules in Ontario for that. So, but they designated an entire weekend for people to put out all of their garbage that day, and every truck in the city, every truck they get their hands on, headed out there to clean it up. Maybe that plan is already underway. I would certainly hope so. It just feels like we need to go into a little more urgency or emergency posture here and make this a priority, because pretty soon a smelly mess becomes a real health hazard, and we can't wait for that. If it's not already too late, it's got to be done. Let's get on this.
Yeah, definitely, Bill. And if you saw from some of the photos there, residents are saying that the trucks are coming by more frequently, but one of those trucks can maybe only do 2 houses with just how much garbage and debris are picking up. So I think more trucks is necessary at this time.
Yeah, think about how many houses one of those trucks serves on a regular day. And it gives you an idea of the damage that has been caused, right? The losses that people are suffering. Family memories and toys and furniture, and beyond that, it's flooring and drywall, and this is stuff you don't want out on the street. It's got to be picked up as soon as possible. Not unsympathetic to the city. I know that's a difficult thing to do. You don't have a fleet to manage something that big, obviously. You couldn't afford to maintain a fleet that big. But I don't know why they haven't delayed garbage pickup for a day everywhere else and moved it along. I know I could contain the garbage in my garage for 1 extra day. I think most of us could. So, like I said, maybe something like that is already planned. But if it's not, it should be, or the city should tell us what exactly it is they plan to do to pick up the speed here.
Yeah, because hopefully we can get at least those problems fixed, because they're dealing with so many other issues. Appreciate your time, Bill.
You guys have a good day.
You too. Remember, you can listen to Bill Carroll on the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 till 10.
For all you theatre lovers, why not take in Theatre Under the Stars right here in Ottawa at Strathcona Park? Here with the details of this year's Odyssey Theatre, we have Marlo and Eleanor. Good morning to you both.
Morning.
Thank you for joining us. Okay, tell us about Odyssey Theatre, because it's in its 40th anniversary.
It is, yeah. Well, for someone who's never seen it in action,
yes.
Voila masks.
That describes Odyssey Theatre in one picture. Yes, absolutely. And it's such a beautiful backdrop. You're in Strathcona Park. You have the stars as your view. It's just like a wonderful, magical night. Tell us about the show that will be happening this season.
We're performing Mirandolina, Goldoni's Mistress of the Inn. It's a great play, classic 18th century Italian. And it would have be familiar to those who love themes of love and civility and matchmaking and a little bit of trickery. So think a bit of Jane Austen. If I was to think of a modern relation, perhaps something like The Bachelorette. Or,
No, that's funny.
We're looking at some pictures. So describe what it's like to work in these settings. I mean, it must just be so magical.
It is. It's absolutely wonderful. I mean, look at the gorgeous stars on that night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's one of the peak experiences for all of us when you get to be outside and you have the real sunset and then you have a lighting cue on stage that's actually matching it.
Right.
And it's a gorgeous sight. You're up against these beautiful trees with the river right there. So,
in the park, it's absolutely stunning. Tell us about these beautiful masks too, because these are hand painted and designed for each artist, each actor.
Yes, well, so this one is one of the masks made by Clelia Scala last year.
Okay.
But Clelia, again, is our mask designer and mask maker this year.
Wonderful.
And she, in fact, today she will be there with us after she sees the run this afternoon doing the final adjustments for this cast's mask.
And who will you be playing this season?
I'll be the Cavalier de Ripifrata.
Ooh.
Woman hater, and there's going to be, yes, terrible misogynist, and the mistress of the inn, Mirandolina, has many gentlemen who are trying to court her, and she plays her games, and yes, hilarity ensues. It's a comedy. We'll have a great time. We hope we can see a lot of you there and enjoy the weather.
And for someone who's never been, tell us why they should maybe check it out this season, because it is quite spectacular, and there's nothing like it in the city.
It's very accessible. I mean, this is a play which Goldoni was writing at a time where he was moving from the really standard comic Lazzi, the comic shticks of the medieval period, and moving into something which feels very modern. And sometimes his shows actually were played without mask. So you could play this play with mask, which is the way we're doing it for the fun of all of that. But you can also play it without, where it feels very realistic. So the part of what attracted me when Laurie Stephen, who's the artistic director, invited me to work on this show was the modernity of the intimate scenes around the table. I mean, it could be today. And then there are the set pieces, which are much more 17th century, much more grandiose. And then this absolutely recognizable up-close interrelationship between a man and a woman.
Incredible.
It's very interesting.
When do you guys perform? When can people get tickets? What nights?
They can get tickets. Well, it runs Tuesday through Sunday night, and the Sunday afternoon pay what you can matinee. Tickets are online at odysseytheatre.ca. Tickets can be bought at the door. The show's at 8 o'clock every night. If you show up at 7:30, you'll usually be able to buy a ticket also.
And it's so magical because it's light out when you start and then it's dark out by the time the show ends. So you kind of play on that too, right?
Yes. And it's July 23rd to August 16th.
Okay, so the date's in there. Well, thank you so much, and best of luck for opening night and for the entire summer. We truly appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
Welcome. Again, you can head online for more information and get those tickets as well. And remember, Sunday matinee, pay what you can. Well.
Thanks, Melissa. Well, still to come on the show, we are bringing you the bold flavors of Peru and Latin America. The story, the secret marinade, and some delicious eats are just around the corner. Our guest is standing by on our Capital Barbecue patio, an amazing story, and of course, some delicious food. We'll continue to be outside and a little bit of an iffy day, but hey, Bluesfest kicks off today. Vibes are high. Stay with us. We'll be right back with your news headlines and full forecast.
Good morning to you. Come on in. Hope your morning is going well. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
Happy Thursday, everyone. I am Melissa Lamb.
We are now just minutes away from some Peruvian and Latin food that's happening on our Capital Barbecue patio. The story amazing, the food amazing. It's going to be a good half hour to come.
You are going to be fed,
Oh,
right?
Yes, you know, some days on the show can be much tougher than others. Today is not that day.
I love it.
Why don't we get to today's top stories before Will gets his grub on? Emergency crews responded to a fire near a popular downtown dog park just off Laurier and Bronson Avenue last night. Ottawa Fire Services says it started as a tent fire. There were explosions which were caused by butane canisters. The fire was spotted at around 8:30 p.m. as the thick plumes of black smoke filled the air. No injuries have been reported. People in the area say fire crews acted fast to get the situation under control. Elsewhere, Firefighters were called to a home on Castle Pines Way in the Chapel Hill area just before 5 p.m. yesterday. One home is badly damaged. Officials say an elderly man was rescued from the home and treated at the scene for smoke inhalation. A firefighter was assessed for heat-related issues. The blaze was escalated to a second alarm, calling more crews to the scene. A major announcement is coming today from the Ottawa Charge about their home for the 2026-27 season. Ottawa Sen's president and CEO Cyril Leader, Charge general manager Mike Hirschfeld, and Charge forward Rebecca Leslie. They will speak at the Canadian Tire Centre at 2:30 this afternoon. Councillors on a city committee voted to move forward with a renovation bylaw that would help prevent landlords from forcing tenants out under the cover of major renovations to raise rent. The city's proposed bylaw adds other protections, including a license requirement, mandating a permit before eviction notice, as well as an education guide to the tenant. City staff said there is an average of 31 notices of eviction for renovations or repairs in Ottawa filed with the Landlord and Tenant Board each year.
I never thought I'd go through this because, like, I'm retired. I'm 74 years old. And like I thought I'd be okay at retirement. No. Like, everything is so expensive.
If approved, the proposed bylaw would come into effect on January 1st, 2027. 1 week after record-breaking rainstorm hit the capital, residents are still waiting for the city to remove piles of debris. Ottawa Public Health says there could be issues like mold and bacteria from sewage pipes that could make people sick. And on top of the smell and people rummaging through debris, residents say they are frustrated by the lack of a clear timeline and communication when it comes to garbage pickup.
Right now, everybody's mental health is severely impacted. Like it's like we're in Hurricane Katrina and we feel abandoned. What the issue is with the garbage, not only is it a visual reminder for us of what's happening, it's also becoming a biohazard.
We have had to ask them, where are you? Come out. And that is the disappointment for us as taxpayers.
Just tell them to stay.
The city is sending out extra trucks to pick up the garbage, but Councillor Teresa Kavanagh says there are not enough resources to clear the sheer volume of debris quickly. Ottawa police say an arrest has been made in a child exploitation investigation. According to police, it was in May that they learned an 11-year-old child may have been sexually exploited online. Since launching the investigation, police confirmed the American suspect had been in communication with the child for months and had crossed the border to see them last year. During the investigation, a 14-year-old victim was also identified. 22-year-old Joseph Eckert of Dingsman Ferry, Pennsylvania, has been charged and remains in custody south of the border. Pop icon Bonnie Tyler has died. Bonnie Tyler was known for hits like Total Eclipse of the Heart that you just heard there, Holding Out for a Hero, and It's a Heartache. Tyler was put in an induced coma in May after intestinal surgery. She came out of it last month, but her family said she remained unwell. A statement says she died last night at a hospital in Portugal where she has a home. Bonnie Tyler was 75 years old. Former Sens captain turned assistant coach Daniel Alfredson spoke publicly about his move to the team's biggest rival. Alfie will join the Toronto Maple Leafs as an associate coach next season.
So to the Ottawa fans, love you as always. Thank you. I understand this is a interesting day, but also an exciting chapter for me.
Alfredson also thanks Sens owner and coaching staff, saying he's now caught the coaching bug and he expects this move will help with his growth in that department.
And for all the music lovers, doors open for Ottawa Bluesfest.
Jessie Murph coming up tomorrow. She's an amazing artist, young, artists. Really looking forward to that. But lots of stuff throughout, and I encourage people to go on and check out, the whole lineup on a day if they're thinking of coming down.
Yeah, the day's countdown has gone, and now the hours countdown begins. The Capitol Summer Concert Series kicks off today at LeBreton Flats.
Over 11 nights, headliners Limp Bizkit, the Lumineers, Ella Langley, Gwen Stefani, and the Guess Who are all set to perform. Bluesfest runs until July 19th.
So many incredible acts. It's hard to choose just one, right?
And you never know who's going to come, right? Sometimes they hit you with the nostalgia, maybe some new stuff. This year, it looks like we got a little bit of everything, which is super fun.
A little country in there as well.
Oh, yes.
Good
You and your
times.
Jason fans that you had
Jason
back in the day.
Our forecast today, if you are heading to Bluesfest, we heard it first here on our show from Joe Riley. Make sure you wear your not good shoes tonight. Keep the good shoes at home, wear the old shoes, and that's because we are expecting some rain. As a matter of fact, it is raining out there right now. We started to see some scattered showers here in the city. Temperatures are still really warm, though. We're sitting at 21 degrees here in Ottawa, 23 in Montreal, 22 in Cornwall, 19 currently in the Valley. Humidity, 27 currently in Ottawa, 30 already for Montreal, 32 for Trenton, as well as in Brockville. So warm and sticky start to your morning. And yes, we have started to see some rain. It started raining about 5-10 minutes ago, and we will continue to see these kind of scattered showers off and on throughout the day ahead. Risk of thunderstorms out there as well, mainly between 2 and 7-8 o'clock today. That's when we are expecting some more active weather and some wet weather. As you can see, this is around 8 o'clock tonight. It will then clear up shortly after 8 p.m. It will then be cloudy overnight. So for when those headliners hit the stage, hopefully things will be nice and dry. However, grounds could be a little bit muddy, a little bit wet. So make sure you're wearing your rubber boots if you are planning to head to Bluesfest tonight. It will be a hot one today as well as this evening. 27 is the high. We'll feel closer to around 34 into your day ahead. 23 for Bancroft, 28 in Trenton, Kingston area into your day ahead, 23 in Valley, 27 over in Gatineau. After today, though, it will clear up. So we just really have to worry about the active weather and the wet weather for today. Overnight temps falling to 19, so at least it will stay mild overnight. 27 is the high for Friday as well as on Saturday. Nice and sunny, dry conditions right through into your weekend. So if you're heading to Bluesfest Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're in luck. Perfect conditions for it. As we head into Monday, Tuesday, temperatures back into those 30s. Here's a look at your roads this morning. It is still a slow drive in eastbound on the 417. You can see it stop and go from the 416 split, kind of off and on through Bronson as you make your way into downtown. We also have heavy delays on the 174 at Colonel By Drive, and the bridges right now are moving fairly well. It's the Champlain Bridge that's a little bit slower this hour. Rosie.
Thank you, Melissa. You can experience world-class equestrian sport at the Ottawa Equestrian Tournaments this weekend. And joining us is Wesley Clover Park's Executive Director, Karen Sparks, and Canadian show jumper, Jay Turek. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, I'm going to get to you, Jay, in just a second here. I have so many questions for you about this sport and the event. I want you to give us some details, though, about how things are shaping up.
Happy to. We had a tough week last week with the flood, like everyone in the city, but we got it going. We had the horses riding by 2 p.m. on Thursday with a lot of work and competing by Friday. So we were very excited about that. Kept the competition going, didn't pause, and this week it's going to be a great week of show jumping.
Yes.
We have a Mark Motors Grand Prix on Saturday at 4 p.m. And a dog parade leading into that at 2:30, which we're excited about. And on Saturday and Sunday, there's a family fun zone. We'll have bouncy castles. We'll have learn to ride kind of on a barrel. We'll have pony meet and greets. So lots of fun stuff happening.
Okay, so Karen, would you advise in terms of attire, do we wear some wellies, some rain boots, or, how's the ground?
It's actually not wet at all. Today's a little bit of rain, as you know, but the weekend's looking good. Okay. So, I mean, for us, we're mainly concerned about the sun. So wear what you need to for outside. And we have some shade tents and everything, but be prepared for outdoors. You can bring your pets, which is always really nice.
Oh, that's
and
great.
You can find information at OttawaEquestrianTournaments.com.
Okay, that's wonderful. Jay, you were a show jumper.
Yes.
Is that right? Can we talk about that partnership between yourself and the horse?
Yeah, so each horse is individual and each rider is individual. I find that the best way to find that partnership is just spend time with your horse. I've had my main horse for 5 years now. Yeah, so learning to adapt to him and learn what works for him has really been rewarding. So I find now I'm at a place where I can go into his stall and he nickers at me, and I cry, and I love it. And it's
Can
the
I pump
sweetest
his
thing.
tires?
Please, please.
So Jay's an up-and-coming rider here from Ottawa.
Okay.
He rides from Millbrook Farm. He's got 3 lovely horses that he's developed himself, and he's going to be doing our open welcome today at 4 p.m. and our Grand Prix on Saturday.
Yeah.
Jay, what is it about that partnership, that sport, show jumping? Can you explain how you got into it and why?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of a funny story. My sister rode before I did, and I saw her on her Palomino pony, and I fell in love. And my parents had a rule. Her sports were hers, and mine were mine. That didn't last very long. So, you know, there was an instant connection with horses.
I see a shot of the grounds here. What do you feel when you see that overhead shot and you see the different barriers and you know, oh, this is your domain? Yeah, how do you feel?
We probably see something different than what you guys do. I see the grass and the effort that we put into the grass footing, and Jay's gonna see, you guys see obstacles, but he's gonna see a triple bar or a walk, right? And the way we ride those things are a little different.
Is that how you focus? Like, do you get, is it each barrier at a time?
Yeah, so each element is its own, even if it's a combination.
Yeah.
And so what we as riders try and do is we try and focus on each element individually.
Fascinating.
That way we can ride the best we can.
Jay, what's your horse's name?
My horse's name is Continue, also known as Casey in the barn.
Really?
Yeah.
And what's your horse's temperament? Like, what's their behavior?
I like to describe him as a big dog.
Yeah?
Because he just wants to cuddle. You know, he's a sweetheart, but when he's working and he's in the ring, he knows it's showtime and he wants to perform.
So what should we look out for the competition coming up this weekend when you're out there doing your thing?
Lots of great sport.
Clean rounds, that's what you're looking for. So
Yep.
what Jay's going to be looking for is not knocking the rails down. So in show jumping, it's a little bit about time at the beginning. You have to be under the time allowed. You have to not knock those poles down. And then the good news is if you go through the first round clean, because it's what we call not knocking poles down, then it becomes a speed race. So everybody gets a second mini round, and it becomes time. And with the speed, the stakes and the pressure is on. So that's where you can see the making or the breaking of the sport. And you know what I really encourage people to look is just look at the animals. They want to do it, right? This isn't a forcing situation. They love it. You'll see them grab what we call the bit that's in their mouth. They want to go to those fences. When you see Jay in the ring, he's holding his horse back, not kicking it forward. The horses want to jump. And I think it's really cool to see the synergy between the horse and the rider. You're seeing 2 athletes as a team. One of them can't talk. So you can think about all the effort that goes into the vet work, the training with an athlete that is your friend and your teammate and can't speak to you. You have to speak with your bodies.
Have a great competition out there.
Thank you so
Wishing
much.
you all the best, Jay, and thank you so much, Karen. WesleyCloverParks.com if you want more information on the competition. Thank you both. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's wet out there. You're going to need the umbrella before you head outside. 8:45, you're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Starting things off today with the RBC Ottawa Summer Tournament at Wesley Clover Parks. The exciting show jumping event continues tomorrow, featuring family fun, local vendors, and even canine agility. Best of all, kids 12 and under get in free. Next up today, Ottawa Bluesfest. It gets underway tomorrow at LeBreton Flats, featuring loads of awesome artists taking the stage over the next, not just several days, but several weeks. Last on the list today, Orleans Unplugged. It's a free outdoor concert series. It returns tomorrow evening at Orleans Town Centre, showcasing local music talent. Don't forget to bring a lawn chair. As usual, lots more happening this weekend around the capital. Full list and all the details at ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
All right, it is finally food time. She came to Canada with just a suitcase of kitchen knives. Today, she's turning 3 generations of family recipes into one of Ottawa's flavor obsessions. Joining us today, we have Mary and her son Max today, and we had to move from the Capital Barbecue patio because, of course, Mother Nature providing with some rain, so we're nice and cozy. Good morning to the two of you.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you.
It's so great. We're so excited to have you here, not just because of the delicious food, but I love the story that you have. Can you tell me a little bit about your journey up to this point?
Yes. So I come from a family where always food was around, and also to share it, all the knowledge of my grandmother and my mother. I think so one of the more important things is they tell me Peruvian food, they require time to do. So it's not something that we can do quickly. They need, for example, the sofrito, caramelized onion, the garlic. So this is the base of the Peruvian food. And this is what my mother and my grandmother teach me, that time is love. So we need to put time in the food to have a very good food. This is the reason when I immigrate to Canada, I bring my knife because I was thinking, oh, I will open a business, you know. It will be easy to do that. But after, you know, family situation and after I start to postpone my dreams, you know, until now. And now after I study from culinary management, so I was working in some kitchens around the city. So I decided, you know what, it's time to come back to my roof and share what I know. This is my story about the food.
Oh, it's so amazing. And, you know, you went there. So, all right, guys, tell me about the food. What do you got locked in today?
Okay, so right here we have about some seasoned chicken using our
the marinada,
using our staple Peruvian marinade, which we make in-house and completely of fresh ingredients and organic.
And this is the money maker, right? This is what people come to you for. They go for the marinade. Yeah.
This is the recipe from my grandmother, Maria Itala. So the name of the marinade is Maria Itala Peruvian marinade. Also, we bring the hot sauce. This is the recipe from my mother. It's Mama Mary Fuego hot sauce. This is everything from Peruvian organic peppers that we blended here in Ottawa.
Out of 10, what would you give me the spice level on that?
We try to avoid people. I want people to breathe, you know, and enjoy the flavor. I don't want to bother with too much hot in the mouth, so I want something like people enjoy to eat the hot sauce.
I love that. And what do you have over here? Because we talked about the marinades and the seasoned chicken, but you also have some delicious desserts over here too.
Yes, this is traditional alfajores. We call the Peruvian cookies. So we do it inside with dulce de leche, the very sauce. This recipe bring me memories when I was a kid. You know, my mother taught me that in the kitchen. So I say, you know, it's a product that I want to put in the people's mouth.
Oh, I love that. And you know, I'm so curious, my friend. You think about generations after generations, and you're passing this knowledge along. When you think about that quote, like "time is love," like, what does that mean to you, passed down and down?
What I mean, time is love is just whatever you're doing, you just got to put whatever your love and heart into it, and it will taste good. And that's what my family has continuously done over the past generations with their food, sharing their recipes as a form of love to one another and spending time together cooking in the kitchen. It's really a wonderful thing to be doing, and going through this journey with my mother is just
and now he's the first helper. So he learning to do the dough, the empanadas, the alfajores. He start to learning, and I think in the future maybe he will the fourth generation of the Sabrosa fish.
You must be such a proud mom and being able to do this with your son and with your family. It must mean so much to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think, like I say, food is something that I want people to enjoy and bring people together, like family, friends, you know, co-workers, people around the food, I think, so we can enjoy and share it memories, you know?
Definitely. Well, I love that you have so thankfully and graciously brought it to here, us in the capital, so we can share amongst the love with the food, with the people. Thanks for the two of you for coming on and showing us a little bit about your story today.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope everybody can find us to the Metcalfe Plaza. We are there every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 5 to 9. And also we participate in some farmer markets.
Love that. We've got your website up there for any more information. I'm going to snag this hot sauce, and I'll be right back after the break. I'm going to have this. I might take this. I might take this.
That's a good choice.
Just a reminder, if you're heading to Bluesfest tonight, we're seeing scattered showers today, risk of thunderstorms, so be prepared, and they will have all the information on their website.
Take good care. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.